Okay, so it is January 2011, and I have just celebrated my 41st birthday. Oh my God, am I 41? Yes, I am. One of my presents that I was very happy to receive was this item right here. And this was sold back at the beginning of December 2010 on MattyCollector.com, Mattel Toys, on their website. And it's an exclusive Ghostbusters item. This is their first 1-to-1 scale prop replica. And, yeah, okay, you say Mattel, it's a toy company, right? This thing was 60 bucks. Is it really worth it? Plus you had shipping on top of that. Okay, I opened it. I have played with it. I've compared it to the movie. I've done a little bit of research online. I'm amazingly impressed with this thing, and if you can find one right now on eBay for your price range, pick it up, buy it. You will be very happy with it. All right, I'm going to explain a couple of reasons why it's so cool. Number one, we know it was in Ghostbusters, okay, but has a little bit more of a film history than that. It was not manufactured specifically for that film. It was actually made by a prop company in California out of an Iona shoe polisher. It would have had a little boxy thing here, a circular thing you attach the brushes to, you polish your shoes with it, battery operated. So, that was that's how it began life, was as a green Iona shoe polisher. Some firm turned it into a prop for rental, and it had all the blinking arms and lights and stuff, and oh, very cool looking sci-fi thing. In addition to Ghostbusters, it was used in Suburban Commando with Hulk Hogan, and it was used in the movie They Live with Roddy Piper. So apparently wrestlers dig it too. Hey, alright, before the wrestler fans find out about this, the Ghostbusters fans need to buy them all up, alright, because the prices will skyrocket. That's all I'm saying. Alright, so you got this thing, and it's now best known as Egon Spengler's PKE Meter. Let's talk about the toy. Some of the functions here. First thing you do, just like in the movie, to turn it on, get the power switch at the bottom. Now you probably noticed it immediately starts beeping. No problem, don't worry about that. It's very simple to mute it. See these two buttons right here? You're going to hold these both down for 3 seconds. And it stops beeping. Alright, so that is the first thing I want to talk about, is these buttons right here. When the prop was first built, those were the only buttons that controlled the movement of the arm wingy things here. I don't know what the technical terms are. So, according to the directions on the toy, these are labeled L1 and R1. You'll notice that R1 opens it halfway, L1 opens it all the way. Apparently there was some problem with actors that were using it in a movie, hitting the button and it closed on their hands. So they added more buttons down here, further down out of the moving path of the arms. And this is where Harold Ramis actually controls it in the film, is with L2 to open the wings fully, and with R2 to open the wings halfway. Now there's one other setting here that you can look at. Let's close it fully. Let's go all the way open, and then let's try to close it halfway. Notice it doesn't go to that same halfway position. This is sort of a midway, a 3/4 position there. So that's actually, I actually like the position of the angle right there. It looks like a crossbow. Okay, so let's close it all the way back down. Let's talk a little bit more about one other thing. There's a blinking screen right here. Now in the movie, when they go to the library, this is pretty much the screen that you're going to see, and it has these 7 lights coming down here and a straight line, a diagonal straight line. Now this bar here controls that. If you move it to the middle, turns off the screen. If you move it all the way to the right, you got the green light that comes on, and now it's coming in these 7 lights going in the opposite direction and sort of doing more of a parabola there. So, all right, those are 2 pretty cool things like that. This is the pattern you see in the movie when he goes out to the police paddy wagon. Oh, you better bring him inside. So, and he scans Rick Moranis there. So, all right, I'm going to actually put it back to that screen because that's my preference. That's one that I prefer seeing it do. All right. Now let's talk about the pattern of lights here on the arm bars. Oh, there's one other control. I'm sorry, there's one other control. That's this thumb wheel back here. And that controls the speed of the blinking lights, both on the screen and on the wing arms. So you go this way with it, slows them way down. Go the other way with it, and they're going to speed right up. Okay, and that also controls the speed of the sound effects. Okay, so it's a pretty cool toy. But let's look at some of the ways in which Mattel went the extra length to make this darn near a prop replica. Okay, first of all, the biggest glaring difference is this body of text here that talks about the device. Then you got these screw bosses here, 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 and here. Those can be covered with black electrical tape as they were on the original prop. And guess what? The toy actually comes with little strips of black electrical tape that you can do to disguise those, to hide them. I wouldn't bother with that because that's the only way to take the batteries out of the toy. Matter of fact, these are in demonstration mode batteries right now, the batteries that it came with. I'm hoping that once I crack it open and put some real, regular 3 AAA batteries inside of it, that it'll speed up the movement of the arms when you do that, because it seems a little slow to me. But anyway, so hopefully that'll be one of those things that takes care of itself. Now, you've got right here a nice little detail, and that is a faithful indication of where the recharge port went on the prop, even though it's completely non-functional here on the toy. And it points that out to you in the instruction sheets that's included with it. So, here's the other thing. Now, this is where I just said, leave it alone. It's close enough. I don't care. Apparently, between the shooting of Ghostbusters in 1984 and the sequel, Ghostbusters 2 in 1989, there was a meltdown in the electronics, which is the wording used on Cylon props. And the pattern of lights here on the side of the wings was changed. Okay, who noticed that? I don't know. My hat is off to you. If you're sitting there going through the 2 movies frame by frame and comparing the sequence of lights on the PKE Meter prop, wow, I'm impressed. I'm more impressed that Mattel not only knew that, but built in a way that you could change it from one to the other. Okay, so let's look at this. This is the Ghostbusters prop, the Ghostbusters pattern, I should say. I'm going to slow it down a little bit here. I hope it's not too light. I'll hold it against my shirt, maybe you can see it better. Alright, I'm going to let it cycle back through. And the pattern starts off with 3, 5, 7, 4, 1, 6, 2. Did you see that? I'll let it go through one more time. 3, 5, 7, 4, 1, 6, 2. Now, that's the Ghostbusters version. You can change it to the Ghostbusters 2 version. Same way we did the mute thing. Hold down these 2 bottom buttons for 3 seconds. Alright, did you see that? Now it has changed to the Ghostbusters 2 pattern. Oh, I just missed the window on the 3 there. Hang on, I'll do it one more time. 3, 1, 6, 4, 7, 5, 2. Okay. I wouldn't have cared if it had only done one or the other. I wouldn't have cared if it went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's what I assumed it did in the movie. I wasn't paying any attention. The fact that it can do that, wow. Just completely, you've sold it to me. Now, there's 2 things about this prop right here. Number 1, yes, it is sold out. That's good news and bad news. The bad news is that if you don't have one, you're going to have to pay scalper prices. You're going to have to pay inflated secondary markup prices for this thing. I say go ahead and pay it. It's good news, though, because Mattel was sort of gauging interest in more 1/1 scale props, according to certain websites. And if this thing sold well, which it did, it sold out in a matter of hours, days, I don't know, then they were hopefully going to make more 1/1 scale props further down the line. Folks, if it's as impressive as this PKE meter, I'll buy everything they sell. You know, I want some trinoculars, ecto goggles, whatever you call them. I want a ghost trap. I want a proton pack, a Geiger meter. You know, whatever they're going to sell, I'm going to be very impressed with, very happy with, if it's as good as this one item right here. Now, there is one more cool thing on here, and this is really tricky to do because you have to hold down all 4 of these buttons for 3 seconds. Bang! And it turns into the PKE meter from the cartoon. Oh my God, look at that! And this thing spins, and it's got a clicky button right here. Okay, I'm lying. It doesn't do